You feel completely fine right now. No headache, no fog, nothing off. You could probably prove it too. Name the day of the week. Do the math on a tip. Remember what you had for breakfast. Easy. All of it easy. So if someone asked you, right now, is your brain aging faster than it should be? You'd laugh. You'd say you'd know. You'd say you'd feel it first. Here's the problem. That confidence you're feeling right now, it's not actually evidence of anything. Somewhere, at this exact moment, a scientist is looking at a screen full of squiggly lines. Not your lines, someone else's, someone who also felt completely fine an hour ago. And the lines are telling a different story than the person did. That's the part nobody warns you about. The one thing you've always trusted to check on yourself, how you feel, might be the least reliable narrator in the room. Think about how you actually monitor your own body. A sore knee tells you to stop running. A stomach ache tells you to skip the second helping. Your body has an alarm system for almost everything, except this. Your brain has no pain receptors of its own. It can be quietly changing for years and send you absolutely nothing. No warning light, no ache. Just the same steady feeling of, I'm fine, whether that's true or not. So people do the obvious thing. They wait for a sign. A little more forgetfulness. A little more trouble focusing. They treat feeling normal as the all clear. But here's the question that should actually bother you. What if the sign never comes? Not because nothing's happening, but because nothing's supposed to feel like anything. That question sat with a research team at King's College London in 2020. They weren't trying to scare anyone. They were just curious whether a brain could reveal its true age a completely different way. Not through memory tests, not through how someone described their day, but through its own electricity. They brought in 162 healthy adults. No complaints, no symptoms, nothing unusual about any of them. Every one of them would have told you confidently that they felt fine. They fitted each person with a soft cap covered in sensors. An EEG, which just means it listens to the tiny electrical signals your brain is making, second by second, the same way a stethoscope listens to a heartbeat. 5 minutes of sitting there, no test, no questions, just listening. Then they fed all of it into a machine that had already studied thousands of other brain recordings. Enough to learn what a typical 30-year-old brain sounds like, versus a typical 50-year-old, versus a typical 70-year-old. And then the machine did something strange. For each of the 162 people, it made a guess. Not their real age, their brain's age, based purely on the pattern of electricity it was giving off. Some guesses landed close to the person's real age. Fine. Expected. Nothing new there. But some didn't. Some 40-year-olds had brains that scored years younger than their birth certificate. And this is the part that should sit uncomfortably with you. Some had brains that scored years older. People who, an hour earlier in the waiting room, would have said the exact same thing you'd say right now. I feel fine. None of them could feel the gap. The gap was real. It just didn't come with a symptom. That's the moment the whole idea flips. It's not that your brain is hiding something malicious. It's that feeling normal was never actually a measurement of anything. It's a feeling. The brain's real condition and your subjective sense of it are two separate systems, and only one of them can be verified. So if you can't feel it, does that mean you're just supposed to sit there, wondering? No, because the same research that revealed the problem also pointed straight at something you can actually do about it. A separate study, this one following adults over 60, looked at the connection between physical fitness and this exact brain age gap, and it found something almost absurdly hopeful. People with stronger cardiorespiratory fitness, meaning their heart and lungs were simply better conditioned, had brains that scored on average 2 to 4 years younger than their actual age. Not from a supplement, not from a brain training app, from getting your heart rate up on a regular basis. Researchers linked the effect to roughly 150 minutes a week of moderate activity, something as ordinary as brisk walking, split across most days. That's the whole trade. You can't feel your brain's real age, but you can influence it using something that costs nothing and requires no equipment. So picture tomorrow morning. You're getting ready, feeling completely normal, exactly like you did at the start of this video. Old, you would have taken that feeling as proof that everything's fine and moved on. But now there's a second thought sitting right behind it. Not fear, just quiet awareness. You lace up your shoes instead of grabbing your keys first. You take the stairs instead of waiting for the elevator. Not because you suddenly feel different. You don't, and that's the whole point now. But because you finally understand that feeling fine was never something you could rely on either way. That's the shift. You're not walking around anxious about your brain now. You're walking around with something better than reassurance. You're walking around with an actual plan, one your brain doesn't even have to notify you about for it to be working. So here you are again, completely normal, nothing to report, no ache, no fog, no reason to think twice. Except now you know that feeling was never the full story. It never was. And for the first time, that doesn't worry you. Because you're no longer waiting for your brain to tell you something it was never built to say. Quick question. When's the last time you actually thought about your brain's age instead of just your own? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you want to know what else your body's been hiding from you without a single symptom, tell me what to look into next.